Hi, we are going to take a look at the usage of nested count blocks for object arrays in policy definitions. We'll be using an Azure Firewall resource for this example. So let's get into it. I'll start by adding our main olive block. Then let's set the type. In this case, we want to look at NAT rule collections. But there's a catch. A firewall has an array of NAT rule collections, and each of those collections contains another array of rules. To get to the specific property we want, we have to drill down through both layers using two count blocks. Let's add our first count block for the NAT rule collections. Get the alias path for NAT rule collections. Inside its where section, we'll add a second nested count block to look at the rules within those collections. We will iterate over the rules object array. So let's fill the main field. Inside that nested block, we are targeting the translated port property. So we need to add a field block. We are setting it to equals 8080. By limiting or auditing the use of 8080 in the NAT rules, we reduce the risk of accidentally exposing sensitive internal services to the public internet through a non-standard port that might bypass some basic security filters. Our goal is to flag any port that is 8080. To do that, we want our count to find matches. So, I'll set the condition to greater than 0. This means if even one rule matches our criteria, the policy will trigger. Finally, we apply that same greater than 0 logic to the main count block. This ensures that if any collection contains a violating rule, the entire resource is flagged as non-compliant. Let's review the logic. First, we iterate over every NAT rule collection. Second, for each collection, we iterate over every rule. If any rule has a translated port of 8080, our inner count becomes greater than 0. If the inner count is greater than 0, the outer count also becomes greater than 0, and the firewall resource hits the policy. So, that was all for this video. Thanks for watching.